Hello, this is a cold open because cold opens are the new thing, aren't they? This is a new gritty reboot. Expositions, no, that, wacky, ah, stuff. This is short, this is confident, and this is. My mum said I could watch it if Rob dead. Uh, Today is 1980. I was doing so well then, wasn't I? I think it's 1984, Night of the Comet. For those of you who don't know the film, it's really good, which we'll get into in a moment. It's set under the premise it's a Christmas movie. You're in a regular sort of suburb of America, um, nearing nearing the Mexican border, from what I gather. There is a night and a comet is passing. Hence, I love films with that kind of title. Our two leads, older sister, younger sister, are having very despondent, hey Mickey, you're so fine days. The older sister, basically working in the cinema, she's 18, and I just really want to emphasize that, has a night of Stucky Nookie with the cinematographer, thus doesn't see the comet. The younger girl, who isn't 18, is hiding in the garden from their wicked stepmom. Overnight, the comet passes, pretty much irradiating anyone who's around for it. So most people are dissipated into red dust. Others, though, become something more sinister. The girls are trying to make their way through this new 28 hours later world, um, with the usual hijinks and very much the girls who just want to have fun would do. It is a comedy after all. Along this way, they meet Chakotay. Okay, he's not Chakotay, but let's be honest, Hector is Chakotay. Um, Himself trying to get back to his family for a radio station, and also encounter a variety of creatures, mutants rather, and a scientist lab, which turns out not to be the haven they thought it would be. As we all know in these films, there is no sanctuary. The film ends with the girls escaping with Hector and hopefully creating a new life in this new future where their kids have a great deal of responsibility to the burden of civilization. Bitchin', right? Um, in short, the film is really well done. It's taken two really likable leads. It's showing that sibling affection and frenemy of them. The older sister willing to negotiate, while the young sister being particularly naive. The fact is, they've managed to rationalize their ability with guns in that they are army brats. Their father has trained them in how to use guns. This helps a great deal. They have agency. They're not just constantly in peril. When they are in peril, it's because they got over their heads, and even then, they put up a great fight and they find their ways out. I think in terms of retrospective, there is no great white knight who comes to save them. Hector's got his own flaws and his own problems. There's also that sort of undertone of tension between him and older sister with, you know, this ain't date night at the barrio. It plays into culture rather than being intra culture. One of my favorite aspects of this is the big bad twist around of our evil scientist who, we're set up to believe is just menace. But why do we believe that? It's because also she's the only woman in power in the science labs, and we just automatically dismiss her for offhandedness. It's a great point in the film. There, so much of this is in 28 Days Later. The thing behind me is essentially the Reg DMK Reg. She's Regina, older sister, is does pay off at the end. It shows there's a competitive spirit within them as well. Everything kind of ties in, and that's what I always want from a film. There are some really horrendous scenes that are more about what is um, told, not shown. We kind of know what the plan is for the two little kids who they find that Santa's going to give them a magic weapon. Um, Paced is really well, barely over 90 minutes. I think it's probably 195, 195 minutes at most. Not quite the magic marker. You do have the certain fantasy elements in that there is a dream sequence, which is purely for the fan service of getting the not the 18-year-old into her pants and a zombie cop. But I do think that's trailer bait. It's a bit distracting. It's a bit unnecessary because there's enough shit going on. Um, but in terms of the style of it, the lighting, the filters. And this is something I also wanted to touch on. I This isn't a film. You may have noticed through the cold open. This is not a film that I rented from the video shop. So technically, it was just telly. I had a video player. Um, there was a clearance sale at Curry's or something, and for my 12th birthday, my mum bought me a combo. Um, Jesus, now thinking back, it was a combo deal. I think because it was all display um, of a TV, a stereo, Alba stereos, yeah, Alba, Alba TV, Alba stereo, and Alba video player. Just the whole media suite at 12. Um, Remarkable, remarkable. So I'd tape stuff like Alex Cox's movie drum. What you're watching here is really a descendant of Alex Cox's movie drum. He would come on, he would inform us about the good and bad of a film that was about to be shown, give us little factoids about it, some of which I've peppered into this film here. I watched the movie drum of this film, and it was, you know what? Sometimes you shouldn't revisit your heroes, because as much as I owe Alex Cox that conversation on this, that there is conversations about films to be had, particularly the earliest age I was at, he doesn't feel this film has drive. Well, it doesn't have drive. It doesn't need drive. Why does it need drive? The world is taken over. You know, um, th- these are two teenage girls just trying to make their way in the world as it is. It's a sandbox story. What is wrong with you? Oh, the Incredible Shrinking Man has a point. You know what? In Quantum Leap, he never got back to his body. Fucking spoilers. There's a reason for that, Alex. And there is a subtext within his conversation which seems particularly, and don't get me wrong, you know, I have nothing for all my other diversities. When it comes to gender politics, I am a stereotypical bloke, but there is something so overtly uh, girls just wandering around. Everyone just wanders around post-apocalypse, Alex Cox, and not everyone needs a mission. Okay, not everyone is a soldier. Um, is these final comment that the bag boys, mutated bag boys, who are going to do some pretty nasty things to both these ladies, both the 18 and not the 18-year-old, is so no, that's not the film I wanted to see. It's kind of ironic because I saw Eat Repo Man. I'm sure that's a film that I'll touch on at a point. That just left me baffled. That just left me baffled. They flew off at the end. You can't tell me Repo Man had a plot, really. Really? Okay, they repossessed cars. You got me there. But really, I mean, this has an ending, a happy ending, and not in a some sleazy the way those bad boys wanted ending. It's charismatic. It's neonistic. Yes, I've invented that term. It's filtered. It's stylized. It's comical. It's satirical, and it's frightening and it's captivating at the same time. Do check out Night of the Comet. And yeah, until then, that's Rob Deb signing off. Thanks, God, honestly, man. Just get some